what do you do when you said you were going to do a clarity challenge or a live or whatever you promised and you didn't do it? Well, in my case, I said I'm going to do a clarity challenge on Wednesday, and actually that was last Wednesday. So right now I am at the airport in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I was like, oh, I do have some time in between transfers, so I'm just going to go live. So I have no clue if you can hear me. All I know is I'm here, and I've actually been thinking a lot about the whole clarity thing. I've been writing some blog posts when I was on the flight over from Amsterdam to here to Philadelphia. By the way, it's just a transfer. I've got 2 more flights to go. And I was like, you know, so much has changed and it has caused so much chaos. So there are a lot of good things coming from it. Good that you hear clearly. But on the other hand, it's like, but how? So just for instance, when I went to the airport, Schiphol Airport, everything was changed. So they have this huge pool over there, and then you look up your reservation with your locator number, and then it's like they print your ticket over there. But the thing was that at that moment when they make an error, it's like, okay, there you go to the wall, and the wall, you put your suitcase there, and then it just moves the suitcase. But because the ticket didn't go the way it should, probably because there were 3 tickets in a row, it didn't accept the suitcase. And I was like, what? I put my suitcase in a wall, so probably they have like a conveyor belt or something. And I was totally like, oh, how does that work? So anyway, fortunately, there are still people around there who can help you out, and they say that the system actually does work quicker. And I was so relieved that at some point I could just go to a counter with an actual person behind it. So a lot of things actually didn't go right. So I only had like medical assistance to here. And then after that, I wouldn't have any medical assistance anymore. But fortunately, they changed it, and I was spoiled, I have to say. Because they put me in first row, so I had extra legroom, so that was good. But being on first row, on front row, I was like, okay, I've got a screen, so there were 3 seats, and they gave me an entire row for myself. And of course, I want to sit near the window, because then I can record taking off. And landing. I used what do you call it? Well, you skip every few seconds that one time lapse, and I was like, I saw this guy and I was like, okay, how does he do that? He looks at his screen So it sort of looked like you could pop your iPad or your tablet against that thing, like you do with your keyboard. And I was like, no, that's not it, but what is? So I started looking, okay, what's the shape? Where is it situated? All those kind of things. Just to get an idea of how it works. And then finally it hit me that if I looked underneath the armchair, there was actually a tablet which you could put up and then watch movies. But of course, by that time I was too late. And by the way, I had slept most of the flight because I hadn't slept all day. I basically went from packing my suitcase and doing stuff. I think that's Angel. I went straight ahead to actually go to the airport. So back to the whole clarity thing, I noticed that so many things had changed, and I was like, okay, how does this work? What do we need to do? And I was thinking, so how do we get clarity? And I was like, okay, so either you ask for support, you can of course Google or YouTube it, or you can just research it and then hope. Yeah, so do I. And just hope that you discover how it works. So that's basically what I did. And I've been thinking about how I used to do it, hey Angel, back in the days. And I was like, well, back in the days, I used to, take for instance, Apple. Those were those little square computers, and they had this drawing and sketching programs on it. So I got used to it. I got taught on the job or at school how to work it. And the same was when I was actually getting... Do you remember WordPerfect? Before Office and Word, we had WordPerfect. Yes, really. Well, I was on the lucky end, so a lot of people knew WordPerfect, and I was immediately like, okay, just go learn Word and all that stuff. Yeah, that's the previous century, what we're talking about. Anyway, having done so, that I was able to learn that on the spot too. So move forward to now. Now I do have a MacBook, but one of the reasons I didn't want it was because I'm used to old Office, so I can do everything with Word, and Apple is always a little bit different. But having said so, because I am used to doing a lot of stuff nowadays with Apple, and because I got to learn a lot of things when I was at the Academy of Art with that little square computer, remember? I'm pretty good at editing because a lot of it looks like it. So getting back to the clarity, I've got a question for you because this is a challenge. And first of all, my question is going to be, what do you do if you need to gain clarity? And maybe you can look back at what you've done, just like I did, and just also look in the present to see, hey, what's going on? And then, in addition, what do you need clarity about? So one of the things I needed clarity about was, okay, what are certain things going to look like? What about the Chicago coaching trip? And, well, I've done what I could do. I haven't done enough, so I'm still going on, and that's one of the reasons that I'm actually going live right now. So I want from you to know what you are going to do when it comes to clarity. What do you need clarity about, and how do you look at it? I'm going to finish this live, but you still can comment on it. I'm pretty sure that you can, and I'll be sure to also post this, so ladylexi.com/blog, and then there will be a video and a piece of the blog post of this video, but also the blog post that I've been writing. So I'm actually writing a blog about everything that I'm experiencing right now, and well, I want you to take a look at it and just leave a comment, and especially let me know what you do when you need clarity and what you would need in order to gain clarity, because then tomorrow I can talk about that too. Okay, laters. If you are a Clarity Challenge, then go click on that next video. And remember, ladylexi.com/blog, and there you can find everything about the Clarity Challenge.